There are must-haves in life that we don't think about until we need them. Even though many have a basic first aid kit at home, when an accident or medical problem is serious and overwhelming, people press 911.
We had a little birthday party with the family, put the kids to bed, and my son came down and said that Natalie had a headache and wanted an ice pack. Within minutes, she came down crying, like screaming that she had a terrible headache, and she was actually kind of jamming the ice pack against her head, saying, "There's something wrong with my brain, call an ambulance, there's something wrong." She was screaming, and we scooped her up and laid her on the couch, and we were trying to get our things together, like my purse, and to drive her, and she fell unconscious pretty quickly, and we called 911. So many people so quickly in the driveway. When they came in and they were just started to work on her, and I think they were acutely aware that this was serious and they needed to get her to the hospital as soon as possible.
Julene believes those trained EMTs and paramedics in town saved her daughter's life that day some 20 years ago. Natalie recovered, grew up, went on to earn a master's degree, then marry. Since its founding in 1976, the Wilton Volunteer Ambulance Corps has saved and treated thousands here in town. One of those was Emmy Award-winning actor Joe Pantoliano, who enjoys walking with his family. During one walk just a few years ago, he stopped at an intersection to let an SUV cross the lane and turn in front of him. Moments later, that SUV was slammed by another car speeding in the opposite direction. He was rammed broadside.
So when I got hit in the chest with the rearview mirror. I went up in the air and then went headfirst through a three-post fence, and I'm on the ground. And I felt this incredible pain. I was like, I hope, I didn't hit a rock. I saw a big rock boulder in the ground, and I remember thinking that my head hurt and my ear was ringing. The ambulance showed up really quick. Yeah, so the EMT showed up, and she had this big scissor, that scissor. Let me show me that scissor. This scissor. And she's coming at me with this scissor. And I'm like, what are you doing? She says, I got to cut your clothes off. I said, you can't cut my clothes off. This is a Ralph Lauren cashmere turtleneck and cashmere. So she starts cutting all of my clothes off of me, and I'm like, hey. She said, I don't care about your opinion. It's coming off.
A Wilton ambulance took Joe to the emergency room at Norwalk Hospital, where he was treated. He recovered and continues acting and producing movies. At the time, he didn't realize that Wilton's ambulance service is mostly staffed by volunteers, his neighbors.
You guys were terrific. I didn't know it was volunteer. You're the only game in town. Who else are you going to call? Ghostbusters? The gal that treated me, she measured not only my physical stats, but my emotional stats. You guys are terrific.
Wilton Volunteer Ambulance Corps is a volunteer ambulance service that provides EMS for the town of Wilton. We have approximately 60 volunteers. Last year we did 1,800 calls, and it's increasing greatly. We're on course to beat 2,000 calls this year.
So WVAC responds to 911 calls, which can include medical emergencies, motor vehicle accidents, sports injuries, any kind of medical emergency that happens, we respond to those calls as first responders.
Operating from a former home, the 100-year-old fixer-upper behind the police station, the WVAC volunteers schedule EMTs, review medical records, fill out insurance forms, and stand by to respond to the next emergency call. On the second floor are small bedrooms where volunteers sleep in their uniforms during overnight shifts. Just down the hill is the so-called temporary garage built in the 1980s, where 3 emergency vehicles are ready for the next call. The second ambulance on duty is kept about 100 yards away at Wilton's fire department. The medical professionals are highly trained and certified before they can wear the shoulder patch of an emergency medical technician.
To become an EMT, you have to go through about a 200-hour class. With that class, you also do ride time, which I did through Norwalk Hospital, and that's cool because you get to ride along with EMTs on a real ambulance, and it gives you a good taste of what being an EMT is like outside of the class.
The pre-hospital care provided by our EMTs and our medics is amazing how much they're able to do and capable of doing. They are really, really good. 30 years I've been there, I have seen this develop over time. And when we talk about Wilton EMS, they are as good as any other town that we deal with at Norwalk Hospital.
On average, WEVAC responds to 150 calls per month, some 5 per day. The demand for these emergency medical services is increasing in light of the growing number of assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and new apartments recently built or under development in Wilton. These residents, new and established, rely on local emergency responders to answer that 911 call. Police, fire, and ambulance are the 3 cornerstones of the town's emergency responders. Like the others, the Wilton Volunteer Ambulance Corps is committed to its mission.